Peace and abundant blessings. We are so excited, very excited here. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. The more and more I learn about quantum, quantum physics, quantum trajectory, the 0 point field, things like that. The more and more I learn about it, the more excited that I get. We're all energy, and a lot of people are not aware of this technology. But as you know, the Most High blesses whom He chooses to tap into certain things. There are a lot of blessings that are dormant, a lot of hidden gems and jewels that are dormant. Just think 20 years ago, 25 years ago, FaceTime and would look something like outer space. But that technology was always there. It was always dormant. And there's a lot of technology too that the government knows about, and they halt it. But we are entering, into that age of information, and the energy. People are evolving and awakening to their higher selves. It's that the Atlantean, Lemurian, that just the age of everything coming to fruition. So yeah, I'm excited here. I went too long just on this right here, but quantum wellness voice activated technology in the 0 point field. So let's dive right into this. Again, I'm like a kid in a candy store. What I'm learning here, Miss Teal Swan, she has a very good blog, the 0 point field and healing. So we're gonna get right into this. This is, once you learn about it more, you will see why I'm so excited. So the 0 point field and healing. So at our most fundamental level, the human body and the human mind are not separate from the rest of our environment. Everything that is comprised of energy. So in actuality, we are this energy, which is vibrating in such a way that it differentiates us as human instead of a table or any other thing we see in our everyday lives. It was not until the mid 20th century that quantum physicists first identified this energy field, which seemed to lie at the heart of existence. Science identified it as an omnipresent energetic substructure that they called the 0 point field. Electromagnetic radiation can be visualized as waves flowing through space at the speed of light. These waves are not waves of anything substantive, but instead are ripples in a theoretically defined field. These waves, though not substantive, carry energy and momentum. Each wave has a specific direction, frequency, and polarization state. Each wave represents a propagating mode of the electromagnetic field. Quantum physics predicts that all of space must be filled with electromagnetic 0 point fluctuations. 0 point energy is the vibrational energy retained by molecules even at a temperature of absolute zero. The origin of 0 point energy discovery is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle states that with regards to a moving particle such as an electron, the more precisely a person measures the position of that particle, the less exact the best possible measurement of its momentum, mass time velocity, will be. This means that a kind of parallel uncertainty exists between measurements which involve time and energy. Since temperature is a measure of the intensity of molecular motion, molecules would be expected to come to a stop at absolute zero. And if molecular motion were to cease altogether, the atoms would each have a precisely known location in velocity, zero. The uncertain principle states that this aforementioned scenario cannot occur since precise values of both positions and velocity of an object cannot be known simultaneously. Thus, even molecules at absolute zero must have some 0 point energy. The existing part of this discovery is this: the uncertainty inherent in this principle is not due to any flaws in measurement which are correctable. Rather, it reflects an intrinsic quantum vagueness inherent in the fundamental nature of energy and matter. Matter springs forth into physical reality from the wave nature of the quantum field. Everything in our universe, no matter what its size, is part of and is comprised of the 0 point field. Matter is made of waves. All matter in the universe is interconnected and by quantum waves which have no boundary. They are infinite to the spiritual community. This means 0 point is a state of perfect resonance that contain all of the frequencies of all that is and ever was, which equates to the simultaneous presence of and absence of all possibilities. The 0 point field is the scientific basis of oneness. As a scientific concept, the existence of 0 point energy is not controversial. However, whether or not we have the ability to physically harness it is still controversial. If the technology does exist, it can not yet be scientifically proven to exist, as is the case with many new technologies. 0 point field energy is limitless. Harnessing 0 point energy would mean incredible advancement for our worldview, our technology, our cosmology, and our knowledge of existence and reality. The exploration of the 0 point field even has the potential of eventually unifying science and spirituality. Living things being part of the 0 point field emit radiation. Living things being part of the 0 point field emit radiation, which has frequency. This radiation emitted by living things can be seen and measured as photons. Photons are the smallest particles of light. One of the most essential source of these photons emissions in living things is DNA. DNA may in fact use the frequencies giving off this light to drive all processes within the living body. And what's more, the frequencies which are giving off this light may be responsible for the communicative cohesion between species, which science can not yet explain, such as the way a school of fish is able to achieve instantaneous synchronized movement. These frequencies may also account for extra sensory perception. The 0 point field can account for such unexplained communicative capabilities because the 0 point field is the space of collective consciousness. This suggests that our harnessing of the 0 point field, though still physically in its infancy, can happen and does happen every day through our thoughts. The implications of this are vast. This means we create reality through our consciousness and therefore thoughts which give us the inherent yet not fully realized ability to make anything exactly as we wish it to be, including ourselves. Because the 0 point field is the space of collective consciousness, the 0 point field is an informational field. Our bodies read this information and then interpret it for us into physical reality. In other words, it interprets from the information in the 0 point field what we then see, taste, touch, feel, hear, and even are. This means consciousness and even memory are not functions of the body. Consciousness and thought supersedes our bodies, and memory is simply retrieved from the 0 point field, by our brains. The brain is like a quantum computer. If thought and memory exist outside the confines of the body as part of the totality of the 0 point field, and physical structure synchronizes with information and frequencies it interprets from the 0 point field. This means that your consciousness and the thoughts you think can determine what your body becomes. This is, in fact, the reason for the placebo effect. The 0 point field affects living organisms by restoring equilibrium and helping the body to achieve homeostasis. It helps restore our vitality. The 0 point field, when activated with intention, can actually create what some would call miracles. For example, if a person has been diagnosed with terminal cancer, the condition is usually addressed from purely the Newtonian physics modality of treating the tangible physical symptom. According to this modality, it is seen as an incurable disease. But if the same problem is addressed from a modality which utilizes the 0 point field using intention, it can be as good as rewriting the blueprint of that person's body. You can rewrite the energetic blueprint of that person's body by deactivating the frequencies within the body which are causing the cancer in the first place. And this can lead to complete remission of a condition which traditional medicine called incurable. Thank you all for your time. This is valuable information. It is the mainstream scientific and medical community focus more. It says, and it is time that the mainstream medical community focus more of their attention on quantum technologies, especially ones which relate to healing. The 0 point field is the new frontier of medicine. Healing modalities which incorporate a 0 point field approach will prove to be widely successful. As soon as 0 point field energy will be widely understood by society, it will be recognized as one of the greatest leaps in understanding of mankind as a whole. Powerful, 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 powerful. I'm at 5%. Yes. So this is very powerful, you guys. The 0 point field. I'm extremely excited. Could come to Teal Swan. The link should be up here. Read this for yourself. Man, this is awesome. Really, really awesome. And it speaks for itself. So yes, I'm out. Peace and abundant blessings. You know, we have access to quantum wellness, voice activated quantum wellness based off of your voice. You can activate it. So again, I just activated my info boost called Immune. So it's a defense. Everything that I need based off of my voice, it gives me what I need, from essential oils, botanicals, everything, vitamins, everything. Everything has a quantum code. Everything has a code. So we can pull all of that stuff can be pulled to your quantum field, to your hologram. I know it's a lot of things that you probably haven't heard before, but just do it your own due diligence. You can inbox me. There should be a link up here. 2 links, one to the blog and one to actually schedule a 15-minute info session with me to learn more about this quantum wellness, voice-activated technology. Peace and supreme vitality. This is Shahid Ali. If someone shared this with you besides me, get back to that person ASAP. Peace and abundant blessings.